Hello everyone, and thank you for attending this specialist trading presentation. My name is Stephen Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading, and I want to welcome you once again. Just for those of you who are unfamiliar with our website, we are an educational company. I take all of my years experience, my 36 years in trading experience, and things that I've learned along the way, from starting on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange all the way to managing a small private fund to trading on my own. I take everything that I've accumulated in my experience and then I share it with you, and hopefully I can really shorten your learning curve along the way. Now, I'm going to talk about today something I'm really excited about. This is the very first time we've actually presented this, and this is our Specialist Trading Elite Stock Trading College. We've had colleges before where there are a succession of different classes and courses where we've talked about the E-mini colleges, we've talked about Forex trading colleges, and now for the first time we're going to present our Elite Stock Trading colleges. We're going to present to you some of our best and consistent strategies along with all the things I've once again learned and accumulated in my 36 years for you, the members, who hopefully will decide to become members of the Elite Stock Trading College. So I'm going to go into detail about that today and share with you what exactly is enclosed within the college, but as always, I ask that you please take a moment to view our disclaimer. We're required to show you this every time we do a presentation, so please take a moment to view it. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results, a lot of tips and techniques, go over a lot of strategies, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. So as you're taking a moment to view our disclaimer, I'd also like to mention I know we have a lot of new people here today attending one of my presentations, and for those of you who are new, I just want to make mention of the fact that I love your questions, but I like to take all the questions at the very end of the presentation. I know a lot of people go to webinars and they'll ask questions during the presentation. I kind of like to wait to the very end so that it flows a lot sooner. Many times if you just wait for a slide or two, your question will be answered. So if you happen to get a question, please wait till the very end. I promise I'll answer it. And if you happen to come up with a question once we've concluded, don't worry, I will leave you at the end of this presentation with an email address as well as a phone number where you can contact us and ask us any question that you may like. Okay, so please wait to the end, write it down, or try to remember it, and I promise I'll get to each and every one of your questions. Now, what I'd like to do today is start out and share with you a little bit of what I learned while trading on the floor of the exchange. As I stated, I've been trading for 36 years, and my career began on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange. I was a specialist on the floor, hence the name Specialist Trading. And I know a lot of people think, well, if you're a specialist, you just made money hand over fist. It must have been just so easy. But actually, my first year of trading was very difficult, and I was very lucky to come in contact with some mentors. These were elite traders on the floor who really were able to turn my trading around. Here's what they explained to me in order to become successful in trading. They say, Steve, successful trading should be non-subjective. In other words, you shouldn't have two traders look at the same technique or the same indicator or the same trading plan and come up with two entirely different scenarios. That's too subjective. I'm sure you've all purchased programs or trading strategies or had trading ideas, and someone can look at that same plan and say, well, that's bullish, and someone else can say, no, that's a bearish signal. So trading should never be like that. It should be more cut and dry. This will get you on that road to successful trading. My mentors also taught me that trading should be consistent. So what did they mean by that? Well, too many traders are trying to go for the home run. They're trying to get these huge, humongous winners each and every trade. And, it's almost impossible to do that. I know there are some traders who are able to pull that off, but that's very difficult. And what they taught me was that most traders are looking for that, that pie in the sky, that huge winner. And what you should really be looking for are these small little golden nuggets, these small singles instead of home runs. So that's how you get on that road to consistency, by hitting these small little singles. That way your P&L statement will have this kind of two-step forward, one-step back approach. So that's what we're looking for. Now, from time to time, our methods will hit these tremendous home runs, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to just hit these nice little singles and have these consistent smaller gains. Lastly, or I should say next to last, my mentors taught me that successful trading should be as simple as possible. All right. Now, my trading plan, if you had looked at it 30 years ago, was extremely, extremely complicated. I had tons of indicators on my screen. I was listening to every news report. I was subscribing to all the newsletters and all the stock trading gurus. And it was extremely, extremely complicated. There's no way I think anyone could have figured out how to make a decision on whether to trade or not. So what they taught me was that the real path to success is really paved in simplicity. In other words, the simpler your trading plan, the more likely you'll be on that road to success. Now, whereas most traders have been taught the actual opposite of that plan. They said that the more complicated your trading is, that's how you'll be successful. But it's actually the opposite. In my 36 years of trading, I found that the simpler your plan is, the more or the greater odds you'll have for success. So we keep things as simple as possible. Most of our strategies have no more than 5 rules altogether, with probably only 1 indicator. So they're extremely, extremely simple to learn. And then lastly, probably the most important, my mentors taught me that successful trading should make you a part of the process. So what do we mean by that? Well, this is probably the biggest factor in having an unsuccessful career or in losing. It's that you take yourself out of the game. A lot of traders love to just totally take a decision from someone or something else, whether it's a systematic trading plan or whether it's some trading guru or whether it's some news item that says, you have to go long or short this particular instrument. And they're basically letting someone or something else dictate their trading for them. Okay? You're taking yourself out of the game, therefore you're not a part of the process. Well, once you start becoming a process, once you start having a plan as well as having some discretionary input from your own senses and from what you have experienced in the past, that's where you're part of the process and your plan becomes more methodical rather than mechanical. So all of our strategies, all of our trading techniques make you a part of the process, and I'll share with you in just a few moments exactly how we do that. So remember, my goal is not to actually trade for you. After going through all that, I don't want to trade for you, even though we offer signals on a nightly basis in stocks and all the stocks and ETFs. Our goal is not simply to supply you with the trading signals for the next day so that you blindly take them. We want you to understand why they were generated. We want you to understand the process behind that, and then we want you to decide for yourself whether it's too much risk, whether you want to trade it aggressively, whether you want to actually add something to that trade. So my goal is to teach you how to trade with the specialist edge, not to virtually trade for you or have you do exactly what I do, but to fit or fine-tune or mold the strategy to fit your needs. All right, so here's what we're going to be covering in the college. We're going to start out with teaching you some of the most valuable tools and techniques I've learned in my trading career. Here's a few of them I'll be going over. Remember, once again, if you happen to have any questions, please wait till the end and then we'll go over them, because I'm going to give you some really important information right now about the stock college. All right, here's edge number 1. This is probably our most important edge that we have at Specialist Trading. It's virtually incorporated in about 90 to 99% of everything we do. And basically, it's a simple tool designed to place you on the right side of the market. And this works in any time frame, in any direction. So this doesn't matter whether you're trading monthly charts or whether you're trading 5-minute charts or whether you only like to go long or whether you only like to go short. It really does not matter. Here's a perfect example of that in UPS. Now, as you can see here, looking back just about a couple of months ago, this stock was virtually going straight up for the first 2 or 3 weeks of, or the last 2 or 3 weeks, I should say, of January. And then it gets to this point here and starts to roll over. So let's just say some trading room you were already involved with, or perhaps some indicator told you that this is topped out. You should really sell this because UPS is going much lower. In fact, you think it's going to come all the way back down to the lower levels here. So you decide to get in and sell, and guess what? By the end of the next month in February, it's actually not even stopped going lower, but it's making new highs. Well, this edge that we're talking about can really, not guarantee, but really set the standard for whether you're on the right side of the market. So in actuality, it would have been telling you in this case not to go short at all. Now, how about our second edge? Well, this is another edge that we have just about in every technique we employ at Specialist Trading. This is really a simple technique designed to fine-tune your entries, resulting in high percentage trades. So many times traders really are on the right side of the market. They have the right idea. It's just their entry that is keeping them out of being in a successful trade. They get in a little bit too early, and when the trade goes against them right off the bat, they stop themselves out or they throw in the towel because they're a little too frightened to take this loss. So eventually you'll see that you had the right decision. It was just that your entry was wrong. So what we do is add this second edge here, and let's give you an example in Tiffany. All right, this was in mid-April. As we can see here, the stock is pretty much in a range. It's made some type of a short-term top at these levels. So let's say that your trading plan calls for you to purchase on breakout. So if we break out above this line here, that's going to be your signal to go long, okay? So you enter right there, and you, for the first day or so, you think, boy, this is going to be easy. I've got a great trade here. I'm already making a couple of points. But then, lo and behold, look what happens. And then you start to get scared, and perhaps you get stopped out, and what you thought was a winning trade actually turns out to be a losing trade. Well, if you look at it using our parameters, you really had a good idea. In other words, it was right to be long TIF. It was just that your entry was a little off base. So using the second edge, you actually would have entered right here. All right. So taking the same signal on a breakout, your entry would have been at these levels, and then once you would have entered, look what would have happened. You could have reaped all the advantages simply by using this technique. The great thing about this edge number 2 is that you can actually apply it to every strategy you have. It just doesn't have to be one of my strategies. It can be a strategy you're currently using, and I really feel it'll help elevate the success of your trading. So we teach you these two things. We also go into exits. Okay, a number of people also like to have different types of exits. We have a variety of both aggressive and conservative exit plans, and we teach you all of these. Here's one of the examples. This is a real simple mathematical formula, one of our most standard exits. We have a signal here that was a real actual signal in IWM to go long. Now, if you wanted to use this format, you could have exited at the first exit level, which would have been right here. But if you know how to calculate this formula, let's say you wanted to actually be in the trade a little longer, you thought that there was a little bit more up movement, you could have actually used a different scenario with this exit number 2, using the same plan. And then ultimately, if you wanted to use the third and last final component of this exit level, you could have exited right here. And the beauty about this specific formula is that many times when we get up to the third level, you'll see that the trend changes completely. So this is a great technique that works if you're going long as well as short. Here's another example. This is one of our strategy number 1 trades in Caterpillar Tractor. We issued a signal to all of our members to go short here in mid-April, and taking the most standard exits, you could have exited here to cover your short at exit number 1 or exit number 2, and had you decided to squeeze as much gain as possible, you could have used exit number 3. Many of our students like to trade multiple shares, and they take a little bit off the table at each one of these exit points. And as I stated, it's not all the time, but many times you'll see at the exit number 3 level, the trend changes, and so you get out just about at the very top or the very bottom. So we have a number of exits. This is just one of them that we can use in our strategies. We also go into stop placement, extremely important. And the thing that's important about stop placement is that not everyone wants to use the same stop. A lot of people like a little bit more room. They want to be a little bit more aggressive, so they're willing to take on more risk because they, let's say, have a larger account. Whereas others have a smaller account. They don't like a lot of risk, so they want a more conservative stop. Well, we give you stops roughly in 4 different initial stop placements, anywhere from being conservative to aggressive. And then we also teach you 3 different moving stop placements. So this is once you're in the trade and the trade is going your way, you have a favorable trade underway and you're still in it, we teach you ways in which to use these moving stop techniques so you can track the trade and track it as it goes higher in your direction. All right, so let's talk about strategies now. Those were just some of the tips and techniques we're going to be sharing with you that will help elevate your trading, and that's in our first week of the college. Let's talk about strategies. Once we find the philosophy and know exactly what we're looking for, we have 3 of our, in our opinion, our most consistent strategies for trading stocks. Now, the first strategy we're going to talk about is strategy number 1. Okay, if you are a swing trader, if you like to go for those nice swing movements in stocks, whether you're trading on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or even on a 30-minute time frame, strategy number 1 is a great strategy to trade. These are actual signals that were posted using strategy number 1. Here's one we had in the middle to end of February in BWLD. As you can see, we had this nice swing down movement accompanied all the way by going all the way back up. And this particular strategy just pinpointed the bottom once again for our buy signal, and all of our members would have purchased this, and in roughly about a week made nearly 5 points. Some more signals, as we can see, we've had this really nice sustained downward movement in Apple up until just about a month ago, and although the whole time we were going down, we had these great strategy number 1 shorting signals. As you can see here, 71.5 points, 40.5 points, 37.5 points. Now we realize that sometimes the stocks may be a little bit too overpriced to get in, and too much, it costs too much money to actually short. So if you wanted to, because of these large swing movements you can get many times with strategy number one, you could apply options to just simply buy the puts for these particular trades. But you see how well the strategy works here. Now that's strategy number one, a great swing trading type of strategy. Now we're going on to strategy number four, our second strategy in the program, and we feel this is probably the most popular strategy and most consistent. And the reason being is because it can virtually transfer over into any time frame and into any direction much more easily than any of the other strategies. And in fact, these are the signals that you will be seeing the most of, strategy number four, while you're in the course. As you can see here, this is a chart in HSY, and we were in a clear uptrend because all of our trades always want to go with the trend. We're never trying to pick tops and bottoms. That's part of our philosophy. And the great thing about strategy number four is many times you'll catch right on these small little pullbacks, these shallow pullbacks or congestion areas. So many times you'll see these really nice setups for strategy number four with using these quick trades where you can get in and out very quickly. Here's a example with NEM. These were all signals that were generated using strategy number four. As you can see, we're in a clear-cut downtrend, and each and every time we got to these small little short and shallow pullbacks, there was a quick strategy number four trade generated. As I stated, the beauty of four is that you can apply it to virtually any time frame in any direction. Here's a 10-minute chart of MSFT, Microsoft. As you can see, these were all actual signals that were generated using strategy number four. So if you don't want to position trade or hold positions overnight, you can just as easily use this particular strategy intraday trading as well. Okay, so that was strategy number four, and now we're introducing a brand new, very new strategy called strategy number 8. This is similar to strategy number 4 in that we're looking for these small little pullbacks or shallow pullbacks, but many times you'll see that strategy number 8 trades have already taken off and they've already gone in the direction where you feel like they're not going to go up much more, and then you get a signal generated. So strategy 8 will many times squeeze out just a little more gain in an already trending move. Here are some examples of strategy number 8. As I stated, this is a brand new strategy. I have been trading this for some while, but I just wanted to watch it to make sure that it was up to par with the rest of our strategies. As you can see, it's similar to strategy number 4 in that we really follow the trend, but many times you won't be having these nice shallow pullbacks. It'll be more in congestion areas such as right here, and oftentimes you'll see already the trade has taken off 2 or 3 points and we'll still get a signal for a quick trade to the upside. I found out through my trading that actually strategy number 8 works very well on the downside. So if you like to short stocks, strategy number 8 is great because it captures these quick moves to the downside. As you can see, TDC was headed lower, had been heading lower for some time, but it was still able to squeeze out some nice shorting trades here using strategy number 8. Now here's the thing with these strategies. They work best with stocks, okay? As I stated, these are our most consistent strategies for stocks. The beauty of these strategies, though, is that they can also transfer over onto trading ETFs, if you'd like to trade futures, the Forex markets, and commodity markets. So we have traders that like to trade multiple markets, so they simply transfer over the rules with a few small things to edit, and they're trading the same strategies on the Forex markets or on the futures or on the ETFs, as well as the commodities. So you're kind of getting more bang for your buck with these strategies because they transfer over into other markets, and you can trade other things. Well, let's say you don't have very many signals with stocks, you can start trading these on commodities or the Forex if you'd like. Now we have 2 extra bonuses on top of the strategies, on top of all the tips and techniques we're going to be offering. The 2 extra bonuses are the ATM tool as well as the PET-D tool. Okay, now a lot of people are saying, I'm sure you're saying, what exactly are these things? Well, the ATM, it's not an automatic teller machine, it's simply the Advanced Trade Management. This is a fantastic tool that I've been using for years. I learned how to use this technique from my members, my elite trading floor specialists, and they were also my mentors on the floor. So I've been using this for some time. This is a great technique really for keeping you out of bad trades. Now here's a perfect example of what we mean here. These are actual signals that were generated by one of our strategies. Okay, now we all love when they're working the way they are right now, and this will happen from time to time where everything is working perfectly. You can see by the green arrows, the green down arrows and one up arrow, that every signal was profitable. We made money on each and every one of these. The only problem is that it doesn't happen all the time, and many times you'll go into scenarios where the market is in a rangy type of environment or type of a whipsaw action, and this is what will occur. Rather than getting those nice green arrows where you made a profit, you'll be getting these red arrows where your strategy is out of sync and you're getting whipsawed on virtually every signal you get. What the ATM does through a small calculation that we teach you how to do, it keeps you out of these scenarios so that the ATM will actually say, pull back, it's time to stay on the sidelines with your strategy until it gets back in sync with the current market conditions. So it's a great, great technique that has literally saved me thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in my trading career. And we teach you how to use this. This is only for members of the college. Now, the PET-D is also a very new item that we're introducing only to members of this college, and the PET-D is the Primo Early Trend Detector. This is a new tool that I have come up with. I've been using for some time, and once again, I've been using it for years back, but I really wanted to make sure that it was up to par and that it could really help people. And the thing about this trend detector is that it is not a strategy just like the ATM, but it's a great tool to get you in sync with the market. Basically what it is it's a proprietary color bar algorithm, okay, that can with very high success many times detect the direction of the trend many times in advance, so that you'll be able to see this way before it's happening or way before other people have gotten on board with the trend. As you can see here, here's an example in AIV. Once again, the beauty of the PET-D is that it tells you which direction you should be trading. All of our strategies like to trade in sync with the trend. We're never looking for short tops and to buy bottoms. We're always looking for the direction of the trend, and then we apply a particular strategy to that. But the trouble is that most times people don't know where the trend is. So it tells you the direction you should be trading. As you can see here, AIV in hindsight was going straight up from December all the way up till the middle of April. But the majority of the trades here, or I should say the color bars, were in green, telling you that we were on a very nice upward move up. Apple, as we all well know, for the past year was really in a steady downtrend. Now, what if someone would have been able to tell you, looking at a weekly chart, that as early as October of 2012, it was time that a severe downtrend was going to be taking place in Apple? Well, we actually did. As you can see here, coming into September of 2012, all of the bars were green, telling you that we had an established uptrend. But right here in October of 2012, we had consecutive red bars telling you that we're most likely going to be going into a downtrend. And look what happened throughout 2012 and into 2013. Now, I like to share this example with you here real shortly because it also doesn't take news into account. This is an algorithm, but just to show you an example, just about a month ago on the 13th of May, an announcement was made off NBC News that electric car maker Tesla defies skeptics. So basically what it just said, it had the tremendous earnings, and now was the time, if you were thinking about investing in this company, the time to do it because it defied earnings, it paid back all of its debt, and the company was well on its way to making a profit. Well, this was on May 13th, okay, just about a month ago. As you can see here in red, this is where the earnings report came out. But if we went back months before, back to April, actually into March, we see here that we started to get consecutive green color bars. So the PET-D was telling us 40 points earlier that we're most likely going to be in an uptrend. So you should start to look for strategies that are fitted to go long. Okay, so this is a great tool that will help you. Remember, it is not a trading strategy. But here's the thing we're going to introduce. There are techniques for trading the PET-D. In other words, we can trade off of the color bars. And just let me show you a few examples here because we've gotten a lot of questions as of late about exactly how to use the PET-D. Now, I know most people would love to use it this way. They'd say, well, gee, Steve, all I do is once the bars turn green, I buy, and once the bars turn red, I sell. It doesn't get much easier than that. And as we stated, this is a perfect scenario. This is the way you wish it looked all the time. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, so we can't always guarantee that the market conditions are going to be perfect like this. So what we want to do is look for conditions within the use of these particular color bars. So what we've done is we've come up with a couple of trading plans, and I'll just introduce one to you real quickly here. Let's say we have an example as we have here in Apple. Now what we'll look for is an inside day. That's a two-bar pattern where the second day, the last of the two bars, its range from top to bottom is totally within the range of the previous bar. Okay, that's an inside day. So if we have an inside day where both bars are red, such as right here, that's a signal that most likely you should be looking to go short. Now, it's not an actual trading strategy, but it's a technique. And as you can see here, when we had this inside day where both bars were red, the market quickly fell 50 points. All right, we see here we have two more where it fell, where they were an inside day in red color bars, and the market fell 80 points. We have a couple more right here. The market fell another 40 points. Now at this point, we had a very small kind of pullback to the upside in green here. But guess what? We had an inside day with two green bars, and the market went up 30 points. As soon as we went back to the red color bars, we found another inside day. The market went down 20 points. And then later on, another inside day where we went down 70 more points. Now we realize this is a quick example here, but you can apply this to intraday trading. You can also apply it to looking at weekly bar charts. It doesn't have to be Apple. It can be virtually any stock. So the great thing about this technique is that you will find all these kind of small little techniques within the actual color bar system. All right, so let's go over the curriculum for the Stock College. It's going to be a total of 6 weeks. The first week is where we'll go over the foundation and the building blocks of the stock trading. Now, this is basically our philosophy of specialist trading, where I go over the edges. We talk about stop placement. We really talk about what we're looking for. Remember, that my goal is to teach you how to trade with the specialist edge, and we go over what exactly the specialist edge is. In week 2, we start off with the strategies, where we talk about that great swing trading strategy, stock strategy number 1. In week 3, we'll go over strategy number 4, our most popular and diverse strategy, because it transfers over into any time frame and any market. And then lastly, we'll go over the brand new strategy, strategy number 8, where it's designed just to squeeze a little bit more profit out of an already very strongly trending market. Next week, week 5, we'll go over and we'll spend the entire class going over the PET D, explaining how to use it. We will be providing you with add-ons. So for your chart, you will now have the add-ons. You can attach it and upload it so that your color bars will be generated on your actual screen. So you can see how the PET D works in any time frame. And we'll tell you different techniques in which to trade it, just the way we went over a few minutes ago. And then lastly, the last week will be the advanced trade management. That's the ATM. We'll go over that and show you how to construct that. And then we'll put it all together. Any final questions that you may have, anything about constructing the strategy to fit your needs and your particular way of trading, we'll go over that in class, or we can go over that individually through email. But we'll just really go over anything and put it all together and then tie it all up so that you can start hopefully trading and on your way to success. Now, all of our strategies will provide signals on a nightly basis, okay? And let me just show you an example of how you'll see this on an email. This was emailed just about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. On the 8th, all of our members who are currently taking one of those courses, those individual courses, would have received an email such as this. We tell you exactly where to go long for the morning of the 9th. We tell you buy signals. We give you all the information, strategy, where your stop should be, where your exit should be, and then we also tell you short signals as well. Now let's just take one of these trades, FSLR, okay? As we see here, we told you exactly where to enter, where to place your stop, where to exit. This was on the night of the 8th, all right? Now it looks like the market was just kind of going sideways, but one of our strategies detected that there was an actual setup to go long. So you would have entered on the 9th, and look what happened. So this is how simple it is. Remember, we will give you these stock signals, but please remember that we're not just wanting you to take them blindly with no regard for how they work or understanding of the process. I want you ultimately to know that you can see the signals on your own. That's why I will be providing you with the signals, but I really want you to understand the process, okay? So we always advise all of our members to paper trade for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, even a couple of months, just so that you fully understand why we got a signal and why it's working. Now, if you go into our website, you'll see that we have nothing but really nice testimonials from a lot of our former members in different markets, but also who took individual courses as well. But I want to read you a very current testimony that we got from a student of ours. And what he says is, it says, Primo's mentoring has been a cornerstone of my career over the last 25 years. As I type this note, 26 of 40 positions in our portfolio are from a swing trading strategy of Primo's that I specialize in. Primo's greatest gift was separating me from my emotions and teaching me to listen to the market. And this is from a member, one of the top members of Bikini Analytics. This is probably one of the more elite hedge funds on the West Coast. And so it doesn't really matter if you're a hedge fund trader or if you've been trading for 2 weeks. All of our strategies are exactly the same. So the same person who's been trading for 50 years will get the same information for someone who's been trading for a few days. So this is someone who's had years and years of experience behind them, who still is using our strategies and can find them very useful and very successful for their trading. Remember, ultimately, it doesn't matter how long you've been trading, how much experience you have, but just the way my mentors taught me, trading should be non-subjective. So it should be very cut and dry so that when you see a signal, that's it. There's no reason why you have to doubt it or think it's not a buy signal or maybe it's a sell signal. All of our methods are very clear-cut. There's no room for subjectivity. There's room for discretion so that you can add something to make it more aggressive or conservative or use a different exit point, but you're still using the same basic format. They should be consistent. Successful trading plans should be consistent. All of our methods are extremely consistent. In fact, these 3 strategies which we share with you in the program are, in our opinion, the most consistent strategies we have for stock trading. Now, successful trading should be as simple as possible. I'm sure you'll learn once you become a member that these are extremely simple. Most of our strategies, as I stated, have 5 rules or less. And then lastly, they should make you a part of the process. This is what we really teach you. This is really the groundwork at Specialist Trading. We really want you to become a part of the strategy process. We want you to say, well, you know what, I've seen these conditions before. I'm going to trade this a little bit more aggressively rather than conservatively this time because I'm fitting the market environment. I'm fitting the market conditions. This is what we teach you to spot so that your trading plan is more methodical. You'll have 70% of your trading plan following the rules, but you'll allot 30% for your own discretion. And your discretion may even be to sit out of that particular trade and wait for another one to come. So this is what we teach you how to do so that you're not just a robot, just systematically taking trades with no regard for what the rules are. Okay, so in conclusion now, before we go to any questions, let's just recap what you'll be receiving. Once you become a member of the Elite Stock Trading College, you'll get the weekly trading tools and techniques. That's an actual presentation that I give for all of my members where you get weekly webinars teaching you all the information, things I've accumulated. You'll get 3 proprietary stock strategies, okay? You'll get these are the strategies we just went over that we feel hold the highest level of consistency in all of our strategies. We'll teach you the exact stop placements, exits, and profit targets so that you know exactly how the plan works. You'll receive the nightly signal service, remember, just as I showed you, where you should buy and which signals have the highest probability for success. I'll teach you how to trade these conservatively and aggressively so you can add your own discretion. As a bonus, only for course members only, you'll receive the ATM and the PET D tools. You can apply them to your trading. That's really, I use these on a daily basis, and they've really helped me and saved me a lot of money as well. And then lastly, when people are talking about, well, Steve, you say becoming a part of the process, I don't have any experience. I haven't been trading long enough. Well, you'll be learning my 36 years of trading experience. This is what I share with you in the course so that we can really shorten your learning curve so that you don't have to be trading for 36 years to gain all of this experience. You can be trading for a couple of months but learn all the things I've accumulated. Now, in closing, this is how we're going to be offering for all the attendees today. We have a special discount just for attending today's presentation. If you purchase all of these courses and all the information individually, if you went to our website and purchased each one of these, it would probably cost you roughly about $5,000. But we've condensed the course for all of our members down to $29.95, but we've even reduced it more for people attending today's presentation, and for the early bird price, you can get this for $24.95. Remember, once again, it would probably be worth twice that much if we sold these individually. Now, as I stated in the beginning, we've also had trading colleges for the Forex College. We've also had trading colleges for the E-mini. And when we started out with those prices, they were at a set level as well. And now because they've been so successful and we've had so many people involved with the colleges, we've just about doubled the price of both of those. So if you're thinking about waiting another 6 months to a year and before you actually want to get involved with this, if you really want to, but you just are thinking on the sidelines, I would suggest doing it now, because if it follows the way the Forex and the E-mini colleges went, we'll probably be doubling this price within the year, okay, because we've had that much success. This also includes, once again, 1 year of trade signal alerts, okay? So if you want to take advantage of this, now's the time to do it. This is our Elite Stock Trading course. Okay, in closing, I'm going to leave the information here up on the screen, so if you have any questions, you can contact our senior trade rep. That's Don Jans at donjans@protraderstrategies.com. ProTrader Strategies is our sister site. They do all the selling and marketing for us. And then if you want to speak to someone, you can call us directly at area code 310-492-5393, and you can speak to us live, and you can ask us virtually any question you'd like, okay? So I want to thank you all for waiting. If there are any questions, now is the time to ask, and you can ask me anything concerned about the course and the strategy. But as I stated earlier, remember, we gave the, just a little over a year ago, we started with the E-mini college, and then after that, we started with the Forex college, and they were such great successes, and so many of the people had, you know, nothing but great words to say about it, and they had some really nice successes, is that we raised the price because the value of the course went up even higher. So, you know, we've just started out with this, so if you are thinking about it, but you're kind of on the fence, I would really strongly say now's the time to jump in. We don't want you to spend twice as much as you probably would have to if you waited for about a year. Also, another thing with the PET-D and the ATM, as I stated, I use those just about every day in all my trading, from intraday trading to position trading, and they have virtually just saved me so much money from the way they've helped me with my trading. They've not only saved me money, but they've made me money as well. These are great, great tools. They're not strategies. They're just tools on top of strategies so that you can apply to your trading that will hopefully even get you to that higher level of consistency. So these, once again, are great tools that you can apply as well. Well, I see there are no questions, so I guess we've either my microphone is off or everything has been answered in the presentation. I really want to just urge and suggest that if you're really interested in becoming a member of Specialist Trading, now is the time to do this. Once again, at these great prices, at this great discount, we're discounted for all of you. And also, because these are going to be live classes, they're going to be each held each week. Basically, I think we're going to be starting within the next week or two. And we will determine which day we will hold the classes, but they will be for a minimum of an hour or so. We'll keep the classes going as long as you need. And you will be talking with me and learning with me live. So it's a great technique to have, you know, one-on-one trading with someone who's been trading for 36 years. Someone has asked for a quick overview of the summary. Well, you know, to make a quick overview of this summary, it's kind of like we've been talking for an hour. I think you may have come in a little bit late. If you're interested, this was recorded. This presentation was recorded. I would suggest Mr. Trekoff to email Don Jans, and he can furnish you with a recording of this so you can watch it at your own pace, okay? So I think that would probably be better. Todd is asking, Steve, you mentioned that you have been trading Strategy 8 for a while now. How long is a while? Okay, a while is roughly over, I'd say, close to 2 years. Over a year for sure, but close to 2 years. And I've actually had the components of it, Todd. I've been trading it off and on, but I've had the components and I've had the methodology in my mind, the back of my mind, but I haven't been, you know, putting much serious, you know, thought into it because I've had 3 other courses going on at the same time. I'm teaching, I'm mentoring. But roughly a couple of years ago, I decided to really focus on seeing how well this could do if I really look for signals. And actually, it's done very well. So it's another consistent strategy. We're not going to guarantee that these strategies are, you know, always going to make money. I know some trading educators will say that, some presentations you go to. But remember, our goal is this 2-step forward, 1-step back approach. Okay, so from time to time we will have these small losses, but then hopefully we'll get back on board with these 2 steps forward. Okay. Now a lot of people ask, you know, well, Steve, you're going to have classes each and every week. I work. What if I can't attend them? Well, don't worry. We are recording each and every one of the trading classes that we have, the 6 weeks. So if you can't make it, don't worry. What you can do is we will send you with a link, a place to go for each week's course. So you can go there and watch the tape. I'd rather you be there in the class with me so you can ask me questions and see everything I'm teaching. But if you can't make it, I totally understand. So you can watch it, and then you can email me and ask me any questions you like, and I'll get back to you. Remember, you have my personal email address. You can contact me whenever you like, in the middle of the night, on a weekend. Doesn't matter. I will respond to you just as soon as I can. Okay? So everything will be recorded and archived so that you can always watch it at your own leisure. Any other questions while you have it here? Remember, once again, should you have any questions, give us a call at the number provided or contact our senior rep for trading. He's Don Jans at donjans@protraderstrategies.com. All right, in conclusion, I just want to say thank you so much for attending. If you're kind of, once again, sitting on the fence, I urge you to take advantage of this great discount we have now. If we all these things are offered individually on the web page without the ATM or the Pet D. But even with the strategies and the tips and techniques, it would cost you roughly about $4,000 or $5,000, and that's not including, once again, the ATM or the Pet D. We've reduced it, including the ATM and the Pet D, down to roughly $29.95. But then we've even reduced it more for you for attending today's presentation. Thank you so much for attending today. We really appreciate you coming to our presentations, and I look forward to all of you becoming members of the Elite Stock Trading College and members of Specialist Trading. Thank you so much. See you in class. Bye-bye.